How's everyone doing? It's full house. I'm Joanna Vicente. I'm the executive director and co-head of Tiff, and I am so excited to welcome you to tonight's screening of The Eyes of Tammy Faye. So great to be in person, to have audiences back, beautiful theater, just fantastic. We're really pleased to present this film at the Visa screening room at the Princess of Wales Theatre. We thank Visa Canada for making this possible, and we'd also like to thank Searchlight Pictures for providing us with this film. I'm thrilled to be sharing The Eyes of Tammy Faye with you this evening. Director Michael Showalter's latest feature is a humanizing portrait of the rise and fall of the Bakker network empire. The film brings sincerity and compassion to the story of Tammy Faye, who was unfairly misunderstood. Jessica Chastain dazzles as the flamboyant televangelist at the heart of this film, giving a tender reimagining of Tammy's story. We are delighted to be honoring Jessica Chastain at this year's Tribute Awards. Jessica will receive a Tiff Tribute Actor Award for her captivating performance in The Eyes of Tammy Faye, as well as her work in The Forgiven, which also plays Tiff this year. The Tribute Awards will be broadcast on CTV and internationally by Variety, and please join us. It will be Saturday, September 18th at 7 p.m. So now it's my pleasure to welcome the film's director, so please join me in welcoming to the stage Michael Showalter.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Please, thank you so much, everybody. I'm going to muddle through this introduction. I want to first thank Joanna Vicente and Cameron Bailey of Tiff for having us here. It means so much. And I want to thank Matthew Greenfield and David Greenbaum at Searchlight, everyone at Searchlight, for the incredible support that they've given us throughout this entire process. I want to make a few acknowledgments. I want to acknowledge that with us tonight are Linda Dowds and Stephanie Ingram, who did the incredible hair and makeup for this film. And I'd like to ask to join me on stage one of our producers, Rachel Shane. The screenwriter, Abe Sylvia. And the producer of this film and the star of this film, for which none of us would be here if it weren't for her, Jessica Chastain. We'll all be here after the film to do a Q&A, so hopefully you'll stay for that. I also want to acknowledge some of the people that aren't here with us tonight. Our other producer, Kelly Carmichael, as well as Andrew Garfield, who's so sorry he can't be here, Cherry Jones, and Vincent D'Onofrio, who I know all are thinking about us tonight and rooting us on, and we're thinking about them as well. This is the first time that we have shown this movie in front of an audience. So this is really exciting, momentous moment. These guys have been working on this movie for so long. I've been working on it for pretty long. We're so proud of it, and we're so excited for you all to see the movie tonight. So thank you very much.
Please welcome back the team behind The Eyes of Tammy Faye.
Oh.
introduce people?
Come on out, everybody.
Throw these on.
All right, so we'll start with Michael. Michael,
I mean, that's the first time we've seen this movie with an audience.
Amazing.
So it's, I'll speak for myself, it's very emotional because it brings back, and also we went into quarantine. We finished this movie at the very end of 2019, is that when it was? And we started editing the movie and then all hell broke loose. And so I think we're all seeing each other for the first time in person since we made the movie here. And we're seeing the movie together with an audience, and it's just bringing it all back. And also just, it's a huge, you know, it's sort of like, it just for me, and I felt it when we were making the movie, which is, it's a huge honor to get to watch someone do a performance like the performance Jessica gave. So I'm serious.
Yes.
I love good acting, and I tried desperately to be an actor myself. I wasn't cut out for it, but I'm in awe of a great performance, and you get to see, it's just like when someone throws themselves heart and soul into a performance, it's an honor to bear witness to that. I'm totally serious. And I won't say anything else. I'm emotional. Can't I be emotional? All right, that's it.
Jessica, do you want to talk a little bit about how you prepared for the role?
That was just, I don't know if I could talk yet.
Okay.
So sweet. So I just need a moment. Maybe someone else can talk for a second.
So let's talk about the producer and writer. How do you get involved with the project? And then I would love to hear about the adaptation.
Well, Jessica and I have known each other for a very long time. We did a film together called Lawless. And when she brought this project to me, she had the rights to the doc. And I will do anything that she wants to do because she's brilliant. And I was just taken by Tammy and her passion and her openness. And it really kind of exhibited a lot of the qualities that I see in Jessica. And she just, she killed it. So that's what I have to say about it.
Well, my involvement started in Toronto because I met Rachel Shane at the premiere of my feature here 10 years ago. And then I wrote this a spec script for Jessica to star in. And the two of them got together and they both said, we know this guy might be good at this. So that's how I was brought into the project. And it was, I grew up as a gay boy in the Bible Belt and fascinated by this sparkly lady in the tabloids that I didn't quite know why I identified with her. Other than that she lived so openly, shamelessly, and I think that so many of us don't get to do that. And so it took a lot of years of like sort of unpacking why I was moved by her, because I think a lot of folks like me look up to sort of like these emotional, histrionic, like sparkly ladies in the media, and I think there's a bravery to those people that I think that gave me freedom to do what I wanted to do in my life ultimately.
Jessica, so let's start. You saw the documentary maybe 10 years ago?
Yeah, it was, I was on the press tour for Zero Dark 30, and I was, thank you, and I was jet lagged somewhere, and it was on TV, and I was just completely blown away by this woman, just who was so filled with compassion and love. And, you know, I was shocked that I didn't really know anything about her, except for, you know, the drama and what, you know, the media kind of sensationalized. And the Steve Peters interview in the documentary just like blew me away. And you can go on YouTube and see the whole thing. Steve and Tammy do that interview, and it's so profoundly beautiful and loving, and I just knew I had to be a part of telling her true story, because I felt like a large injustice was done to her, and how wonderful that there's a new generation that gets to meet her as she was.
And how did you... I know the makeup and artists and the hairstylists are here. Amazing job, incredible transformation.
Yeah, Linda Dowds and Stephanie Ingram. I see Linda. I don't know where Stephanie is, but we've worked together. Yes! And Linda, stand up. Stand up, Linda, please. Yes. We've worked together for about a decade, actually. I met them in 2011, and we've done so many different things together, and I was terrified to jump into this part, and their expertise and guidance, and I just really felt safe with them, and I think it's brilliant what they created, and it helped me so much.
Michael, what was it about the project that attracted you to it?
You know, in this very abstract way, I just felt like I mean, of course, really wanting to, you know, to work with Jessica, and the idea of Jessica in this role, but was you know, the main thing. But also, I do love the story. I mean, I have just starting with it is such an interesting story, has so much thematic. It resonates thematically in so many ways, and then just, I don't know, it's this crazy world that I just loved. The theatrical possibilities of it, the music, the costumes, the hair and the makeup, and the opportunity to show this sort of television within a movie and stuff. So there were these just sort of like basic things about it that just attracted me to it. Having watched the Bakkers when I was a kid in this kind of sort of like strange fascination kind of way, it just is this like crazy, larger than life world. But then I loved the idea of kind of looking deeper, you know, the idea of that Tammy is kind of an underdog is something that I really liked, and it just, I don't know, it just like I just could kind of see it in my head, and then begged them to let me direct the movie.
I think we reached out to you.
No, I wish. But yeah. Yeah.
Right, let's open to the audience. Question there? Yeah.
Congrats on such a wonderful film. It's great to be back in the theaters, and you know, with one of the first movies we're seeing at Tiff and post mid-pandemic, it's such a powerful, meaningful film. And congrats to you all. Michael, I'm wondering if you could speak a bit in particular about your progression from something like Wet Hot American Summer being a movie about a Jewish summer camp and the themes of culture and religion throughout your career.
A tiny question. The themes of culture and religion throughout my career. I've learned in this this is going to be the worst answer ever. I've learned through this process that I don't. Well, let's see. I'll try to give a more articulate answer to that. I don't know. I just. I mean, there are similarities. They both take place in the 80s, and they both, you know, there are these sort of, but it's, in a way, it's almost the same thing to me. It's like, I just remember that time. I remember how I felt. I think there's a feeling that I have that everybody deserves to be seen as a human being. So I think not that Wet Hot American Summer is a serious movie, but there is a theme running through it of be who you are, is sort of the, if anyone knows the movie very well, that is the mantra. And I believe in that, and so Tammy Faye stood for that too, and there is a comic quality to her. It was interesting to hear the laughs tonight. I'm sure we all felt that. Like, again, having not ever seen it with an audience, it's like, we don't know where the laughs are. And you're like, oh, that is kind of funny. Like, you see it, you're like, oh, you know what, that is kind of funny. And Rachel was sitting next to me, and there were a few moments where I heard her laugh. I saw Abe cracking up a few times. And I find there's humor here too, but like for me, the transition that I've had, now to answer the second part, is to find humor in real life situations, and to sort of take the quotation marks off of it, and to try to try to find the humor in a more sincere way. It's just a new challenge.
Jessica, I'm so happy that you're having a great time in Toronto. Thanks for being here. It's lovely. I found that the selection of Andrew Garfield was so inspired. Can you talk a little bit about that process and how it was working with him?
Well, Andrew Garfield was a big get for us. There was a lot of like phone calls, strategizing, how are we going to get him to sign on to this film? And yeah, it was a huge deal for us when he signed on. And I remember that it was maybe a month before we started shooting, he was in a hair and makeup test, and he recorded a video and he sent it to me. And the video, he was like in character already. He was talking as Jim Bakker and talking about his hair and doing the whole thing. So I never really saw like the gradual like slip into character. And at that moment, I like freaked out because I just thought like, he's the kind of actor who you can't help but like, you have to just swing for the fences because he's doing it, and you've got to keep up. So for me, him joining made me understand that it was going to light a fire in me that I needed to push even more than I thought I could.
Yes. Wait, sorry.
I think we should be up in the balcony.
Up in the balcony.
Oh, there's two people up in the
Oh, sorry. Okay, up, second balcony.
Yes, okay, thank you. Often as actors, we draw from ourselves to bring to the character. What could you possibly draw to yourself to bring Tammy Faye?
Well, I believe that everyone's deserving of love, and see, this is going to make me emotional. And when I saw, the connection she had with Steve, I felt that I feel like they saved lives by that interview, because it was at a time when the conservative evangelical community was turning their backs against the LGBTQ audience that she had. The AIDS epidemic was like just destroying lives and killing people. And so for her to go on TV with Steve and say, we as mom and dads need to love through anything, and that's the way with Jesus, I'm sure there were so many people at home watching her who had family members that they had disowned before they heard that. And so for me, I connected to her wanting to reach out and make sure that everyone knows that they are deserving of love and they are worthy of this beautiful life that we live.
Okay. Let's just go to the lower balcony.
Wow. What would I
Did everyone
ask?
hear the question?
Yeah, what would I ask Tammy Faye if I could have lunch with her? Well, first of all, I would want to go shopping with her. Because like when you read her book, she always has all these like hacks about like rhinestones. If you get bored with your rhinestones, you just buy nail polish and you can paint the underneath and turn it into a ruby. Like all of these like fashion things that she did were just so fun and crazy. What would I ask her? I think, but see, I feel like I know the answer. I probably would have asked her why she felt she needed to stay in the relationship as long as she did. I think the answer is because of she was a firsthand witness to what her mother suffered when the father left the family and how her mother was ostracized by the community for going through a divorce. But I would be interested in hearing why she didn't value herself enough to try to make it on her own until later. And I wish I could have been friends with her and helped make her feel loved and worthy and not needing of approval from a group of people.
Okay, there.
It was more than I anticipated it would be. I mean, the reality is the first time I had the makeup test, I had a bit of a panic. And also I was at the time, I was like I was sabotaging it because I was so scared of playing the part. So I was kind of like looking for the easy out in some sense. Even when we were doing the pre-records, I was so scared. And I had a meal with David Greenbaum, who's here, and we've been friends for a long time after the first test. And he really calmed me down by just saying, listen, you have to understand that you've been studying this part for so long that you can't be like afraid of the makeup. So if you're gonna feel like you're working in opposition of it, we don't need it. And then as soon as he said that, I was like, well, we're gonna have it. Because I can do it, you know? And that really helped me. And in fact, I think it really helped me for when the perfectionism of what the artists were able to create, because literally I would look in the mirror and just be shocked with what they had done with me. And it made me rise again, like Andrew Garfield, rise to the occasion. I couldn't let the makeup be the thing that walked into the room before I did. Like I had to meet it with as much energy that they had put into it.
Go.
I have a question for Rachel Chase. Rachel, you might remember me. We worked together at MWM briefly. My name is Daniel Beltis. I am a film producing student at Columbia University. First of all, Jessica, your performance was truly irreplaceable.
Thanks.
Yeah. And
Are you about to ask Rachel on a date? The suspense is killing me.
What's happening?
what was the development process like for you, and why did you choose Tammy Faye Bakker over other televangelists such as Billy Graham or another biopic? Why Tammy Faye?
For me, I'm very interested in women's stories. And I think women's stories are underrepresented in film generally. And to see a woman who was always grouped with this man and not really understand who she was something I really wanted to explore. And hi. I hope that answers your question.
Here, in the front.
Joanna, first of all, to you and Cameron and your entire team, congratulations on this year's festival. Running a festival in the middle of a pandemic isn't easy, and yes, it looks different, but the last few days I'm still being captivated by fantastic films, so thank you for all of your efforts.
Thank you.
It's no secret to anybody in my world, Jessica, you are my favorite actors by far. Not going to ask you on a date, but if you want to do it myself, you want to walk.
Let's do it.
I'll be okay with it. Now, what I will say is that I'm constantly captivated by your roles. When one of your movies comes out, I basically go to my Cineplex and say, take my money. And I'm not a genius at these things, but I think I just saw an Oscar-winning performance.
It's wonderful. I mean, I've worked in Toronto. I made 6 films here. I love working here. It's my favorite cruise. I probably shouldn't say that because I work other places too, but really the cruise in Canada are my favorite. It's where I met Linda and Stephanie, who I work with on all the films. I love this festival. I love that it presents an opportunity to meet other artists and to really, talk about projects and make those kind of connections where sometimes you don't have that space in festivals. I love the inclusivity here. And so, yeah, I'm very, very happy to be here and honored to receive that.
Great. So, good night, everyone. It's time to wrap up.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.